Hi guys, so welcome to the upper body finisher. So this is a little bolt-on we're adding to our other program. So you could add this into any of the programs we've already done. It's going to fit very well with the strength program, even the legs, bars and tons, is going to fit along with any of that. It's all going to be upper body, so we're going to be focusing mostly on isolation moves. We're going to get one bicep isolation, a tricep, one for the side delts, one for the rear delts, and one for the chest. So we're kind of hitting all angles of the upper body on this one. All right then, we're going to start off with our biceps, so you'll literally just need a band for this one. I'd recommend a fairly light resistance here. You're not going to need anything too heavy, so I've just got a very thin one there. It might not be the same colour, but yeah, just go on the thickness. So bicep curls to start with. Two ways we can do these. We've got an entry level, so sort of a more beginner level on this one, and we're just going to start off putting the band on the toes, and we're going to do hammer curls. So you just want to grab the band into here, and then we're going to be pulling straight up. Okay, so form pointers on this one, we want to think about keeping those elbows pinned into the side. So what we're not doing is giving it a big lift right from the bottom, elbows back and then through. So we're just using all shoulders, and we don't want to swing at all. We want to keep the shoulder blades locked back, body completely neutral, glutes engaged, so we're just nice and rock solid, and then just curls up to the top. Right? Some people find with a curl that if you just lift the shoulder just a little bit at the elbow at the top, you'll get a little bit more out of it. So we're not feeling these that much. If you feel it more in your forearms, just try lifting that elbow a little bit into that top position. We don't want to be coming right up here, and as I said, we definitely don't want to be swinging, but it's just fixed elbows and the top just a little bit extra here, just to get a bit more out of it. Okay? We can progress this one. So with all these kind of finishes, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to progress them if we're finding them a little bit too easy. So easy way to progress this one is take a stand on the band. You're probably going to want to do this with just one foot. And also, you're probably going to want to do this just single arm, because if you try and do tough, even for me, that's quite tough at the top. So what we're going to do is just single arm, and the way I recommend doing these is 3 reps at a time. So 1, 2, 3, and then straight over to the other arm. 1, 2, 3. And we're just really focusing the same thing, pinning that elbow in, not letting it come up and round, and just trying to really squeeze and contract the bicep as hard as we can at the top. All right, so that's a nice little progression you can do there. Cool. So next up, guys, we're going to move into our tricep finisher. So that's for the back of the arms. We've just worked the front of the arms in our bicep. So triceps up next. One of the best exercises you can do for triceps is a nice sort of push down movement. We can mimic this really well with a band. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to tie a knot in your band. The further down the band you tie it up, so if you tie it right at the top, it's going to be easier. The further you tie it down, the harder it's going to get. So sort of tie a knot, just like that, really simple. Don't put it too tight, otherwise you won't be able to get it undone. So just kind of like that. And then all you're going to do is just, we've got them ready here, we're going to loop it into the back of the door frame, so just through the back of the door like that, just so it can't pull through, okay? I'm going to show you a few of these now. So, just the same as our bicep curl, we're going to want to focus on keeping those elbows pinned into the side. You do want to push back into the hips a little bit this one, so just think about pushing the bum back to get into that nice sort of solid position. And from there, we're going to start off, so our beginner level on this one is, again, both hands on the band, elbows locked in, and we're just going to drive that band straight down. Once again, really focusing on squeezing the triceps to the bottom, keeping that elbow pinned to the side. We're not letting the arms swing around, our body's not changing any angles. We're locked in, and we're just squeezing out the bottom as hard as we can. Okay? Just like we did with our bicep finisher, for our tricep finisher, we can just go to a single arm to make it a little bit harder. So, elbow pinned in once again, and if you struggle with feeling it in your tricep, what you can do is just keep a hand on here, really feel that muscle working. Sometimes it helps get a bit of connection with the muscle. Elbow locked in, and exactly that same thing. We drive the band down straight. We're looking to really contract the bicep, the tricep, hard as you can in that bottom position. Just look at that out. So that's our biceps and triceps done. We're now going to move into our lateral delts. Some people call them medial delts. So the delts on the outside of your shoulder here, they give you that really nice sort of wide shoulder look. So a really good one to work. They should be in the base of any sort of good physique program. With this one, same thing. So just taking the band, standing on it, and then one band each hand like that, so we're not going to double the band over, we're going to go straight out to the side. Okay? Now with this one, it's going to be very tempting to bring that band straight in front, just with the way the bands are pulling, but just try and think, slight bend in the elbow, and then straight out to the side, okay? You'll have to split the band a little bit at the top as well, but that's okay, that all helps work their shoulders. Now key point of this one, you see a lot of people doing, is the top position, they'll be losing that neck, they'll be tensing up like this, shoulder blades down, traps down, nice and engaged, and then we're going to just drive up, try and get your sort of hands roughly at sort of eye level, and then just straight back down. Squeezing the side delts to the top of every rep. Big squeeze. Okay? Now if you want to progress this one, you could try and double the band over. I gave this a try the other day, and it's really hard to get it up there, so wouldn't really recommend that one unless you've got a slightly lighter band. What I would recommend doing is getting yourself into a doorway before you do that segment. Get yourself into a doorway. Push into the doorway as hard as you can for 15 seconds. A really hard 15-second hold. 15 seconds, just holding, pushing in as hard as you can. As soon as you've done that, you're going to come straight back out. Grab the band, standing on top of it, and then you're going to go straight into that same exercise. Once again, just be careful not to lose the form, keep the thing where it needs to stay. You're going to get a really good burn of side delts with that one. Okay. Next up, we've got one for our chest, so the pecs. In most of the programs, we've got a nice push-up variation. This is quite a similar move. Try and think of this a little bit more like a fly. I'm sure a lot of you guys have done flies before in the gym. So taking the band up and over the back of the shoulders, just have it sort of resting so it's on the back of the arms like that. And all we're going to do from there is, starting with the hands out a little bit wider, so a traditional press would be in here, we're going to start here, and then we're going to bring the hands across the body and try and squeeze in. Now with this and with any chest fly, you want to think about bringing the elbows together. If you just think about bringing the hands together like this, it's all going to be in your shoulders, okay? We want to work the chest, so it's trying to scoop and bring those elbows together. That's going to give us that really nice contraction in the center. Function of the pec is to get that upper arm down and across the body, so we really want to get it across on every rep there. Just like that. Okay, and last but not least, we've got our rear delts, so that's the back of the shoulders here. And all we're going to do with this one, same thing that we did with the side delts. Standing on the band, just one loop on the band. You're going to have to take a fairly wide stance on this one because you're bent over. You're taking quite a lot of slack out of the band. So take some slack out by keeping the feet quite wide. And exactly the same thing. We're coming up and just squeezing the arms out at the top of every rep. If you want to make this one a little bit harder, once again, this does make it quite challenging. Just step on the band with one foot, like that. Lean it over, and then again, you just push out. This one gets really hard at the top, so this one is for a little bit more advanced, but you can always start, do a few reps of this one, and then go to that beginner version. So that's your 5 exercises for your upper body finisher. The way that I'd recommend you do this is just a bolt-on stretch to workout, okay? So what I want you to do is, once you finish your workout, you're going to perform minimum of 1 round of all these, and just do it in a sequence. So, be a bicep, straight into your tricep, straight into your side delt, straight into your flies, and then straight into your rear delt. See how you feel after that one. If you feel good, go for another round. You can go anything up to 3 rounds, okay? And I'd recommend just pushing yourself to failure on each set. So with your bicep curl, for example, if you're doing that second, more advanced version I showed you, in here, you go 1, 2, 3, just keep going until you can't complete reps, or you're only just getting it to here, that's your time to stop. If not, about 30-40 seconds of time, that's a good place to stop. But if you're getting anything above 40 seconds, it's definitely time to try that more advanced version. And if you're getting more than 30 seconds on the advanced version, all I'd say is just get another round in. So just do sort of 3 rounds at the end, and that'd be a really nice sort of additional finisher for any of the programs we've done. All right, guys, thanks very much.